Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but I've been doing some stuff. I went on a little trip with my daughter to visit a friend in Tennessee, and I got to see the leaves changing and visit some fun places, and it was just like a 4-day trip, and then I had to rest up after that, get back, get everything done at home. So today we're going to visit a recipe that I did several years ago, but it's one of my favorite fall cakes to make. It's apple season. You know, apple kind of speaks autumn and harvest. And this is a unique apple cake because it has maraschino cherries in it. It's very moist. I think you're going to like it. And some of you that have been with me from the beginning may remember it, but I've got lots of new subscribers. And by the way, welcome to Apron Strings, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up on the video, and ring that little bell so you'll know when I upload another video. Now, I've had several emails from people asking me if I was going to make aprons for the holidays. I did 2 videos. My last 2 videos have been apron fabric, Christmas, and then regular fabric. I'll try to remember to link those videos below if you need to order aprons. And I told them on those videos I do not like one season ahead of the other. But anymore, you know how it is when you go to town. They've got Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas all out. And if you don't get what you want now, in other words, if I wait till the end of November, 1st of December to buy some Christmas fabric for aprons, it'll all be gone. They're already out of some that I wanted. So that's the reason. And so if you see something on the video that you want, you need to place your order, because when I'm out, I'm out. I can't get any more. That being said, I'm going to get y'all over to the KitchenAid, and we're going to get to work on this apple cake. Well, first of all, I'm going to let y'all watch me grate some apples. That's the only thing I don't have measured out, and I have to grate those. So we'll get those grated, and then we'll get the cake going. I've got the oven heating to 350. And you can make this in either a bundt pan or loaf pans. And I'm going to make 2 loaves today. So that's easier because we can eat on one and I can freeze one. And oh my goodness, it's so moist and good when you bring it out of the freezer too. So that way none of it's wasted, and I don't have to finally put it in the ice box to keep it from ruining. So I'm going to spray these, even though they're non-stick. I'm going to spray them with Baker's Joy. And that's one of my favorite inventions that they've made, because I don't have to grease and flour a pan. It's got it all in the spray can. So I'll get them sprayed here directly, but right now we need to grate up some carrot. Why do I keep saying carrots? We need to grate up some apples. And I like to use Granny Smith in this recipe. They're a little tart to go with the sweetness of everything else. Let's get going. Okay, I've got my apples peeled and quartered. Got the core out of them. So now we'll grate us up, and I'm going to need about 3 cups. Usually I throw these in the food processor and it's just little chunks, but I thought I would do what the recipe said today and grate them. Y'all got your stuff ready for your holiday and what you're going to cook. This is something I usually have at Christmas. Similar to a fruit cake, but not a fruit cake. Just about what I need to cook for my Christmas dinner. And if the plans don't change, we'll be at our son's for Thanksgiving. So I won't be making as much as usual. Okay, I've got them all done, and I've got about 3½ cups here. And I'm just going to sprinkle my soda in and kind of toss them a little bit. And if that butter's not soft enough, I'm going to stick it in the microwave on the soften cycle and get it ready to use. We finally have fall weather here, y'all. We've been having in the 50s, sometimes 40s, and one time 37 or 8 at night. And most of the time in the daytime it's getting into the 70s and low 80s. But that's good, cool weather for us here in Texas, and I'm excited. Makes you feel like it's almost Christmas. Okay, we need 2 sticks of butter. While I was on that trip to Tennessee, we went to a place called Leaper's Fork. And if y'all are from the area, you know what I'm talking about. They have a live band in it. They play old country music. And it was quite an experience for me, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And then they have a little creek that runs across the road back in behind those buildings, and it's a beautiful bank. And people just bring their picnics and sit back there, and you have people that are singing for tips. And it's so peaceful and relaxing. I enjoyed that a whole lot. And then we visited a section of Franklin that the people decorate for Halloween. And mostly what they use was skeletons, and they dress them up like people. And that was amazing to me. One little 84-year-old lady decorates her yard with a theme every year. This year it was like a 50s sock hop or something. And I mean, she had those couples dancing, and it looked so real, but it was skeletons. And I was wishing we had waited till this weekend to go, because that's when she'll be out there handing out candy to the kids, and everything would have been lit up and different. But we did get to go by and see those houses, and it was so much fun. All right, I'm going to cream this butter for a little bit, and then I'm going to add in 2 cups of sugar. That looks pretty creamy. So I'll add in my sugar. It makes a difference in how your cake turns out if you cream your butter and sugar really good. You want it very well incorporated. You don't just give it a little whirl and say, okay, I'll add my eggs. No, you want to cream it good together. Okay, now I'm going to add my eggs. And I want to tell y'all something. If you have country eggs, and you're not sure if they're still real fresh or not, you put them in water. Let me get a cup here. You put them in some water, and if they lay flat down like that, they're fresh. If they start to tub up on their end, but they're still touching the bottom, they're a little bit older, but they're still good. But if they float any from the bottom of your container, don't use them. Or I don't use them, because they're very old. So that's just something to tell y'all in case you didn't know when you're using eggs from your hens. And I'm going to mix it a little bit after each egg. And there's 3 eggs. These eggs stood up on their end, but they didn't float, so I knew they were still good. Now, I'm going to add in my flour, some of it, and I've got a teaspoon of nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. I'm going to add that in. And because I don't have liquid, I'm going to go ahead and add in my 8 ounces, and actually I'm using a 10-ounce jar of maraschino cherries. And I don't cut them because the mixer does that for me. And that'll give us some liquid while we're mixing. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Mix that a little bit, and then I'll add some more flour. That was 4 cups total of flour. I'm sorry, 3 cups total. The recipe will be at the end of the video. Now when you add the apples in, that adds some moisture too. So we're fixing to add in our apples. I'm going to scrape it down. This is a good recipe to make in little mini loaves for gifts, because everybody loves this cake. Get out of there. Makes a big cake. So I'll have 2 good loaves. I should have. I want to scrape it down again. Then I'm going to add in my raisins, and that's a cup of golden raisins, and it does make a difference. You don't want to use you can if that's all you have, but I've tried it. It's so much better with the golden raisins. They're not as strong as the black ones. Okay, I'm going to put in the raisins. And I'm going to add in 2 cups of nuts. And I am mixing walnuts and pecans. Cup of each. And that's all it calls for. Just mix it up and get it in our pans. Right, y'all, I'm going to get back over to the butcher block and get my Baker's Joy out and spray my pans and get my cake cooking. And it's funny because the dough looks kind of pink from the cherries, but it really does cook up brown like a fresh apple cake. Okay, I've got my Baker's Joy, and I'm going to coat the inside of my pans with it. You want to be careful and not breathe it. Now, we're going to get some dough in here. Made a full bowl of cake here. Let's see. I may have enough for a little one. I don't know. Now I think I'll get it all in. Now if my kids were here and they were littler, probably if they were here anyhow, save some, Mama. Don't scrape it all out. And I did that all my life, and they did it, and it didn't hurt none of us. I told the girl, Debbie, that we went to see in Tennessee, that next time I'd try to make some Chinese cookies and bring them. She said, oh, just bring me the raw dough. I'd rather eat the raw dough. Her mom is the one I got that recipe from years ago. I thought that was funny. All right, I'm going to get this in the oven after I taste of it and let it cook for about an hour. I'll try to let y'all know just how long it takes. The bundt cake takes about an hour. So these may cook in 45 minutes. I'll put a thingy in the middle and see if it comes out clean, and I'll know they're done. So I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll have some cooked cake here. Okay, y'all, I got them out of the oven, and I cooked them 45 minutes. And then I felt like I needed to add about 5 more minutes, so basically about 50 minutes. And the tester comes out clean, but that they feel a little soft in the middle, but I don't have any dough on the tester, so I'm good to go. I've run my knife around the edge to loosen them a little bit. I'm going to let them cool about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put them on this wire rack to cool. When they cool enough, we'll cut it and taste of it. Okay, I got one of them cooled, and on my little, it's like a cake carrier, but it's made for a loaf. So it makes it real convenient when you're making pumpkin bread, banana bread, something like that. It has a little dome cover that goes over the top. So I'm fixing to cut it and taste it, and I'll show y'all what the inside looks like. I wanted to show y'all up close what it looks like. The nuts and the cherries and the apples. It's pretty. Got my fork here on the taste of it. It's been probably a year since I had anything like this. That's good. Anything with cloves and cinnamon and nutmeg, that's just like fall to me. I guess because all that's kind of in the pumpkin flavors. If y'all haven't made this one from years ago when I put it on here, y'all need to try it. It's moist and good, it freezes well, and it's really makes it feel like a party. It's a good cake. I've got a bunch of good cake recipes on my channel if you'll just go back through and look at them. A lot of good everything recipes. Just look, it just hangs around. I hope all of y'all are doing good and dodging all this sickness that's going around and making a few preparations and buying stuff at today's price where you won't have to pay tomorrow's inflation. I hope you go vote. You know, our country's in a mess. We need to carefully look at who we're voting for and what they stand for. Stock your pantries for the holidays coming up. It's not all about presents. If you can have your family around the table and have a good meal and make some memories, that's what's going to be remembered. I don't remember the gifts I got, but I can remember occasions of what Mama cooked and who came to share it with us and at Grandma's house. Most of your good memories are made around the table. So y'all, take note of that. Gather your family around on a regular basis and cook meals for them and have a family time. April and Lauren have been coming up on Sunday some after church. The boys are usually working, and I enjoy having them here to have lunch with us and visit. Y'all take care of yourself. I'll try to be back here in a day or two with another video, and if you need an apron, I'll have the links below that I did the videos because a lot of people didn't get them, for you to look at and get your order in where I can get it made in time for whenever you need it. The good Lord bless and keep y'all, and I'll see you soon.